Hello and welcome to part 5 of using VoiceOver on your iPad. In part 5 we are going to learn how to use the Rotor options within an application. The app that we're going to use for this demonstration is your Notes app on screen. So let's navigate to the Notes app on screen.
Maps, clock, maps, video, notes, game center, icon store, newsstand, setting, photo book, reminder, notes.
Notes app.
Double tap to open.
Double tap to open. I'm now in my Notes app. It opens with the last note that I have currently taken. Let's have a look at the Notes screen with a note already opened. You will be aware at this point that screens will change with options depending on what form is on screen. In other words, if I arrived at the screen with my list of notes, then I would have different options to what I currently have when it's showing one note already. Let's have a look around the Notes app screen before we begin a new note. To do this, we simply swipe from left to right.
Delete button.
Delete button. This would delete my current note if I double tapped.
Share button.
Share button. I can take a note and then I can share it to my own email or to many other apps. I'm going to swipe again.
Compose button.
Compose button. If I double tap now, I'm going to compose a new note. Let me swipe again.
31st of March 2020, 10:35.
So it gives me today's date and the current time. I'm going to swipe again.
Note. It takes 73 muscles to frown and 14 to smile. No wonder cranky people are always tired. If you find it difficult to stand up for what is right, try kneeling first.
I'm going to swipe again. So it's now just read out my note. So our familiar donk, 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 that means that there are no further options. So it's pointless to swipe from left to right. So now the only direction that I can go is change my direction. So now I swipe from right to left.
The 31st of March 2000. Compose button.
Compose button. So now I'm going to compose a brand new message. So I'm going to double tap my screen.
Note. Text field is editing.
Observe now what has happened. It has now presented me with a blank screen, and it also has given a QWERTY keyboard layout on the lower part of the screen. There are two options available to you on the Rotor of which method you prefer to use to type. So my first method is I'm just going to run my finger across my QWERTY keyboard layout.
Paste. Menu item. J. V. F. Y. T. Tango.
So it tells me it's letter T for tango. If I want to insert that, I double tap.
T.
I can now run my finger across the screen again.
G. T. R. T. Y. U.
I'm looking for letter O.
O. Oscar.
O for Oscar. Double tap.
O.
Personally, I find this method quite slow. But actually it's down to a personal preference. You may like this if you're not a touch typist and you haven't really learned the layout of the keys. This is quite good because you can just run your finger over the screen until you hear the correct letter and then double tap to insert it. So currently, I'm now looking for the little space bar.
N. Space. Space.
Now, the other method that you can use is you can just basically keep your finger on QWERTY layout, the keyboard layout at the bottom, and then just lift your finger when you hear the letter, so there's no double tap. So let me show you how to change these options. So again, remember our Rotor, where we have the dial on the screen, the imaginary dial, and we're going to turn the Rotor to get
Characters, words, speech rate, volume, sounds, containers, headings, edit, typing mode.
There's typing mode. Now remember our swipe down method to change the value.
Note 2. T. Words. Tango. Lines. O. Words. Page 1 of 1. Characters. Typing mode. Touch typing. Standard typing. Touch typing. Standard typing. Touch typing. Standard typing. Touch typing.
Touch typing. That's my favourite method. Now, my cursor has gone into the middle of the word, so let me just show you for any of you that have some vision. The cursor is now between the letter T and the letter O. That's no good, because if I begin to type now, that's where my text is going to appear and split the word T-O. So that's not what I want. So I'm going to double tap my screen.
Insertion point at start.
So it tells me now the insertion point is at the start. If I type now, I'm going to put all the following words in front of the word to. That's not what I want either, so I double tap again.
Insertion point at end.
So insertion point at end, that's where I want to pick up. So now watch what happens when I go to insert my letters this time.
N-H-U-Y.
No,
Yeah.
I lift my finger,
Y.
automatically it's inserted. No double tapping.
A-U-I-O-O. J-U-U.
So remember to use your rotor options to set up your own personal preferences. So again, to recap, to use the rotor touch typing options, you must be on an editing screen. Turn the rotor to the touch typing options and choose between the standard typing mode or standard touch typing mode. And thank you for watching.